America used to be the Disneyland of the world. It was full of color, energy, and promise. But now it feels more like an old amusement park. The ticket prices double, and half the rides are broken. Travel in the US, once part of the American dream, is turning into a nightmare of high costs. The scariest part is that it's not only foreign tourists staying away. It's also ordinary Americans who see prices rising everywhere, from food and gas to hotels and weekend trips. This isn't just about fewer visitors from abroad. It's about millions of Americans struggling every single day. Today, we'll look at restaurants, hotels, and stores to see who is really paying the price for America's tourism decline. This video is independent analysis. It's based on public data and the reality at the time of making. It's not financial or legal advice. Let's begin. Picture a Saturday night in Las Vegas. Instead of laughter and busy tables, many restaurants sit half-empty. The city known for never sleeping is now falling asleep on the very industry that kept it alive. Tourists in southern Nevada are down 11% compared to last year. That number may sound small, but think of it this way. For every 10 tables in a restaurant, one now stays empty. For waiters and chefs, each empty table means lost tips and unpaid bills. It's easy to blame the 110-degree heat or high hotel prices. But the deeper problem is a cycle. When everything costs more, eating out becomes a luxury. Tourists spend less, so workers lose income. And in the US, tips are not just extra. They are oxygen. A retired couple from Ohio went to Las Vegas to celebrate. But when they saw burgers for $18 plus tax and a 20% tip, they closed the menu. They realized that eating out meant going home on credit card debt. For many Americans, a dinner out is no longer fun. It's survival. One single mother who worked as a server in Fremont Street said, "I used to run around every shift. Now I just stand and watch the cafe grow silent." She said the silence was louder than the music. And this story isn't just in Las Vegas. It's the same in Florida, Texas, and Michigan. Empty tables everywhere. Dreams of workers slowly disappearing. Restaurants were once places for family memories, first dates, and tourists enjoying the American dream. Now, more and more tables sit empty. The dream is fading. But restaurants are just the beginning. When tourism declines, retail shops and supermarkets also start to lose customers. Take Naples, Florida. It looks like a paradise, but in summer 2025, the streets were almost empty. Visitor numbers dropped by over 5%. That means for every 20 guests, one never came. For stores, that's one bill never printed. A store employee said they had to put up sale signs earlier just to bring in a few customers. But still, the shop stayed quiet. Without people walking and browsing, retail feels like an airport with no planes. Everything is open, but nothing is moving. Middle-class Americans don't have the money to spend on extras. After paying for rent, electricity, and airfare, they can't afford summer clothes or gifts. Many just go online to Walmart or Amazon instead. Main streets that were once full of life are now ghost streets. From small supermarkets to souvenir shops, everyone is hurting. In Hawaii, a woman who sold souvenirs to Japanese tourists had to take money from her retirement savings to feed her kids. For her, "dead mall" is not a news phrase. It's her daily life. And if retail can move online, hotels cannot. A hotel with no guests is worse than a hotel full of noisy tourists. In some US cities, hotel rooms are empty even in peak season. In San Francisco, vacancy rates hit nearly 40% in summer 2025. In New Orleans, a family hotel that ran for 50 years had to close. The owner said it was cheaper to shut the doors than to keep the lights on with no guests. It's not only owners losing money. It's also the cleaners, the bellmen, and the taxi drivers waiting outside. Everyone is affected. The truth is, travel in America has become too expensive. Airfare is high. Hotels cost more, even while service gets worse. A trip to Orlando now costs almost double what it did 5 years ago. For many foreign travelers, it's easier and safer to choose Tokyo or Paris instead of New York. Friendly skies have turned into costly skies. And once tourists stop flying, hotel rooms and cities turn cold and empty. A hotel worker in Chicago said she used to clean 15 rooms a day. Now it is only 5. Her pay was cut. The tips disappeared. Some nights she had to choose between paying the light bill or buying medicine for her son. For millions of Americans, hotels are not just for travelers. They are jobs that keep families alive. In luxury hotels, the chandeliers still shine. The red carpets are still there. But the loudest sound is silence. Empty hallways and quiet lobbies show how much the industry has fallen. If even hotels are becoming haunted houses, what will happen to small towns that depend on tourists? Drive through a tourist town at night. The neon signs still flash, open. But inside the pizza shop, only the owner sits waiting. The main street, once full of music and laughter, now only has the sound of wind. It feels like a stage with the lights on, but the audience has left. In Key West, tourism dropped by more than 20% in 2025. In Gatlinburg, Tennessee, more than half of the souvenir shops closed. In Sedona, Arizona, many art galleries now open only on weekends. With fewer tourists, towns lose tax money. Public services shrink. The streets grow silent. This is the domino effect. When tourists disappear, restaurants lose customers. Shops close. Hotels shut down. Taxi drivers, street performers, and even farmers lose their income. A tourist town does not just lose money. It loses its spirit. A man in Gatlinburg said that kids used to sell lemonade in the summer. This year the streets were so empty that the kids did not even try. Retirees also suffer. Many bought homes in tourist towns to rent to visitors. When the visitors stopped coming, those homes became heavy debt. Retirement dreams turned into financial nightmares. Towns still try to keep up appearances. They hang holiday lights. They run night markets. They set off fireworks. But when no one comes to watch, the fireworks echo into emptiness. Smiles are forced, like paint on a cracked wall. Tourist towns are like ships that float on waves of visitors. When the waves vanish, the ship does not move. It sits stuck, waiting to rust. More and more towns across the US are becoming ghost ships. The ones who suffer most are not hotel owners or managers. It is the workers and families who lived on every tip and every dollar. Think about a bartender in Las Vegas. Before, every night was busy. Tips paid for rent and toys for his daughter. Now the bar is empty. At the end of the night, he earns only a few dollars. Not even enough for a fast food meal. This is not rare. It is the reality for millions of Americans. 1 in 10 service jobs in the US depend directly on tourists. And when tourism slows, workers like bartenders, cashiers, hotel staff, and taxi drivers are the first to suffer. For them, the decline is not just numbers. It means unpaid bills. It means empty shopping carts. It means sleepless nights worrying about rent. One common story is of a single mother in Las Vegas. She worked in a souvenir shop. It was modest, but enough. When the shop closed, she applied for many jobs but found none. Now she waits in line at the food bank. One day her daughter asked, "Mom, why don't we eat pizza like before?" That question broke her heart. These jobs are not just temporary. For many people, hospitality is their main career. And unlike office jobs, they cannot move online. You cannot clean a hotel room on Zoom. You cannot drive a taxi through Google Meet. Tourism workers faced the storm directly, with no protection. Meanwhile, grocery bills are growing. Wages are shrinking. This feels like a hidden tax on workers. Not taken by the government, but taken from their own wallets. If the workers collapse, how can the industry recover? Who will carry the burden of revival? The government or the communities themselves? Tourism works like a chain. When tourists stop coming, restaurants, shops, and hotels suffer. That spreads to farms, laundries, shipping, and even banks. Everyone feels it. Look at Maui. After the wildfires, fewer visitors came. Resorts closed. Pineapple farmers, small cafes, and even street musicians lost income. One musician said, "Before I made $50 a day. Now I make only $5, just enough for bus fare." Tourism's decline also hurts industries that seem unrelated. Shipping companies get fewer orders. Laundry companies lose hotel contracts. Banks face unpaid loans when people cannot pay mortgages. Tourism collapses like a wave pulling back, leaving the whole community exposed. For many Americans, this is not just about vacations. It is about survival. Tourism has been one of the easiest industries for people without advanced education. If it does not recover, millions risk becoming ghost workers. Workers who exist on paper but have no jobs in real life. So what happens if tourism does not return? What will America live on? The answer lies not only in business, but also in government policies, technology, and how people spend their money. When asked who pays the price, many people think of hotels, airlines, or malls. But the real price is paid by ordinary families. Tourism fuels everyday life. From the hamburger at a diner to the taxes that keep the library open. When tourists disappear, every meal and every bill is affected. This is the true domino effect. Not just empty hotels and airports. It is grocery carts missing food. It is parents canceling road trips. It is children asking why life has changed. The lesson is clear. Tourism is not extra. It is a mirror of the whole economy. Empty chairs in restaurants. Hotels offering 70% discounts with no guests. Deserted main streets. These are warnings that the American dream is shaking. The question is no longer just, who pays the price? It is, can we work together to stop this chain reaction? If not, the cost will not just be lost jobs or closed hotels. It will be the future of an entire generation. We have seen empty restaurants, closed shops, dark hotels, ghost towns, struggling workers, all connected like falling dominoes. The real price is paid not just by businesses, but by every ordinary family. This is not a faraway story. It is happening right now. That is why we must discuss and find solutions together. What do you think? Who suffers the most? Should the government do more, or is this just the way markets adjust? If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so you don't miss future analyses of America's economy and society. This video is for information and analysis only. It is not financial or policy advice. All examples come from public data or real-life cases. Always check many sources before making conclusions. And remember, a country is only strong when its people's voices are heard. Maybe you, the one watching, are also part of the answer for America's future.